Hello, my name is Christine, but these days, my 7 favorite little people call me Grandma. I'm here today to share what I remember my mom telling me about a time before routine childhood vaccination and how the arrival of those vaccines changed her childhood, my childhood, and that of my children and grandchildren for the better. My mom, Margaret, was born in 1938, and for Mom and her friends, the threat of polio loomed over their young lives. Mom knew classmates who had contracted polio. They and their families were left devastated by the impacts of this terrible and quite frightening disease. In the 1950s, my grandmother and other women in her neighborhood collected money for the Mother's March on polio, and my mom and her friends did their part by collecting dimes for the March of Dimes. All the money that they raised by their endeavors went to research that funded the polio vaccine, which arrived to great celebration in this country in 1955, 70 years ago this year. I was born in 1961. I remember standing in line on a weekend with hundreds of neighborhood kids and their parents at our local school to get a little paper cup that contained a sugar cube with a dose of oral polio vaccine. And my mom cried tears of relief that day. Did you know that the famous song "Spoonful of Sugar" from Mary Poppins was inspired by the sugar cube polio vaccine? In 1969, I again found myself in line on a weekend with a crowd of kids and parents, this time to get our rubella umbrella, the nickname for the German measles vaccine that had just become available. German measles is a viral infection that can cause dangerous complications for both children and pregnant women. From 1964 to 1965, there was a serious rubella epidemic that caused thousands of birth defects and deaths in this country. Once again, my mom's relief when I got that vaccine was palpable. During my childhood, when Mom sat down to write our Christmas and Easter cards, my important job was to place the Easter seal or Christmas seal on the back of every envelope. I remember asking Mom, why are we doing this? And her answer was that the seals raised money for children whose lives had been impacted forever by communicable diseases like tuberculosis and polio. My mom was grateful for her healthy children, and she wanted to pay it forward and remind others to do the same. When my husband and I became first-time parents in 1985, we researched everything we could to ensure that our little boy would grow up happy and healthy. So I was caught off guard one day when at a Gymboree class with our toddler, when another mom told me she wasn't sure if she would get a measles vaccine for her daughter. Some mom that she knew told her about a baby who had a bad reaction to it and not long after had developed some developmental delays. Could they be related, she wondered? And now I was wondering too, and I was nervous. Our son had a well-child appointment scheduled for that week, and he was due for his MMR vaccine, so I asked his pediatrician about it when we visited. He reassured me about the many benefits of the vaccine, and he explained that developmental delays often become evident around the same age that these vaccines are given, but the two are unrelated. He may get a fever, our doctor said, some swelling or redness at the injection site, and he could be fussy for a little bit, but he'll be protected from those diseases forever. That's what's important. Our son got the vaccine. So fast forward to today. Our grandchildren have all had their routine childhood vaccinations, and we breathe a collective sigh of relief that they are protected from the worst diseases that plagued earlier generations of kids. So if you're a grandparent or a great-grandparent, you have your own stories to tell. Please share your vaccination stories with your children and your grandchildren. And if you're a parent, ask the elders in your life to tell you about what childhood was like before the time of vaccines. And speak to your trusted pediatrician. Thank you, and be well.